Mm. All right, back. This time I won't mess with anything, so I won't log myself out. Definitely not the way to go for sure. Yeah. All right, I'm back. Oh man, I'm gonna get better at this. Got some stuff that came in the mail. Definitely gonna make this a habit, make it better for sure. I'm gonna make these live streams more interactive and you know, hopefully over time more people join up. And then I'm able to stream over multiple platforms. But we're just starting out. Don't beat me up too much. All right. I don't even know if the link I shared on Facebook is good anymore. Let's see. And the link is, yeah, it's good. All right, cool. So good. All right. Thumbs up if you can hear me, or type something in the chat. Make sure the audio is good. We'll give it a second, then we'll get this thing going because I already wasted time on screwing things around. All I was trying to do is make the screen brighter. That's it. I'm guessing hit the power button or not the right button for sure. Scared to touch something. Make it worse. Yep. I don't know. Using the MacBook. Well, this weekend racing. There's a lot of racing going on this weekend. At least I'm following the CKNA North Series and then Route 66. Touch the brightness button. Simple. I tried, man. I hit the button. It's a MacBook. It's supposed to have like some screen or thing on across the bar, but it ain't going up. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it too much. I got my technical director coming real quick to make it happen. I don't like a dim screen. No, it's not going higher. 262 damn expensive these days. Going to buy a Miata and race that for the same price. Well, I have a you know got some other um for sure racing numbers out there for cost of Miata racing for a weekend. Pro late models, outlaws, heck, even just the two-stroke class. Doing the two-stroke class. Okay, there we go. Heck yeah. I need a bright screen. I don't know about you guys, but I like my screen to be bright. New tires for locals, my but well, Miguel, it was a money race. All right. That's what we're gonna get into it. All right. That's part we're gonna get into it. Now I understand that your class was not part of the money race, but it was the first race of the season because it's kind of a given. We'd show up to Ocala, first race of the season. Everybody put on brand new tires, and then like as the season went on, we wouldn't put brand new tires on until like halfway through the season. And that's when we put brand new tires back on the cart. But insert joke about being brought on. No, I mean I don't know. But no, definitely. I expected for the first race of the season that everybody come out and put new tires on, especially for the money class. And this is so I don't do much money racing. All right, I don't do much of the money races because Jax ran a really good one. Weather was a kink in the cork, but it worked out for some and didn't work out for others. It was the prize was worth it. If you didn't have to use a brand new set of slicks and reins, then you would actually made some money. But if you do the math right, it's 225 a set of slicks, 220. And this is estimate prices. 225 slicks, 225 reins. You're looking at $450 on tires alone, plus $45 entry fee if you're a member, $55 if you're not. You're looking at already a 505 for a local race. Ouch. It ain't it ain't worth it. Do you see where I'm getting at? It's not worth it. Oh yeah, it's racing. We aren't financially responsible for the no, no. So it's so really when we show up for so the reason why I ran the money race was like a last second thing. I showed up. I did not use. I bought two brand new sets of tires for the CKNA South Series, the final round. Because Kershaw, you have to run two new sets. It was clearly a huge advantage to have a brand new set of tires. I mean, ridiculous. So the championship was already locked up. I didn't really care about the second day, so I saved my set of tires, and I said I just bring it down for the money race. That way, I would actually, be in the plus. I could finish top three and still make money out of it. But if I had to buy a brand new set of tires, fuel, entry fee, fuel to get down, up, I'm $300 into it. That's not worth it. It's not. Now, the reason why I usually don't like money races is because people lose their damn heads, right? It'll be a last lap pass, or you'll be going for a lead and you're gonna get dumped. That did not happen here at Jax. They were really strict on the rules and they made it very apparent that they did not want to call the race themselves. They didn't want to dictate the race. So they made sure that if you went down there, they were keeping close eye on the top runners because the top three broke for away from the pack, and then there was two, and then there was my bottleneck part. So they kept a close eye on it. But I've been at some money races, excuse me, last lap, coming in, bam, get dumped, and that's why I don't race money races. I don't like getting dumped at the last second for a small check that um, sometimes it's a gift certificate and you think it's a real check. But this, I mean, it is what it is at times. Um, Entry fees, you know, they keep climbing. Jacksonville is actually not expensive to race. It's one of the more inexpensive places to race, but the track chews up tires. So yeah, it's nice to go out there and run local races, but um, tires are worth a second. Uh, Prime example: Miguel went out there and practiced. Uh, Everybody was on old tires, P2 for practice. He's one of the only ones that didn't slap on new tires and was 7/10 off pole. He did have a flat going down, but tires were worth 7/10 to a second almost. So, I mean, the price of racing has gone up. Entry fees have gone up. Fuel, now they're making us buy fuel from them as well. So that's gone up. We can't just go to a pump and buy 90 unleaded or 87 leaded or pump gas, whatever. We got to buy gas at $7 a gallon almost just to run a 206. So, I mean, it is getting up there, but they did a really good job on the money race. Another reason, now the reason why I do like running money races is because it brings out the big dogs. Usually the people that don't show up to local events, because really a local event doesn't mean much anymore. It's just the run local is just to have fun. There's the competition, no offense, is really not that high when it comes to some local races, unless you run the medium class. If you run the medium class, competition is always high, and if you run the masters class, competition is usually pretty good. But but the big guys don't come out, So this weekend brought out some of the best drivers in the state of Florida for this event, and it showed. And racing against them makes you better. So that's why there's a plus side of running a money race event. But you know, you're 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 racing some of the they bring out because they're going for the money, but it also deters away. So there's also like a double edged sword on that one because a lot of people, um, you know, they don't want to show up and race with the fast guys. They rather race against slow people or slower. or people starting out than put in the work and race against the fast guys. So I expect a huge turnout in Jackson. When I only saw 20, I was kind of disappointed. Don't get me wrong, 20 was good, but I mean, I expected like 30, 35. I expected a lot more people to show up. But I think there was other racing going on, so that could have affected some of the numbers too. So it is what it is. But how the economy is, everything's getting more expensive. So I get why some of the prices have to go up. I know running local events down like at Anderson, you're almost paying $80 just for the entry fee. Then they want to charge you on the side an armband to get in. And then they want to charge you. You got to buy tires because they run a different set of tires. So what used to be inexpensive racing is starting to get pretty expensive. Now, on the other hand, is it as expensive as running a different class? No. 206 is still the most economical part of racing. All right. That class will always be the most economical part of racing. Now, just because it says economical, it doesn't mean it's the level of competition is worse. I think the level of competition for 206, because money really doesn't dictate who wins. You can pull up out of the back of your truck, clean the field, throw the shit back in the back of your truck, and take off. A big money doesn't win, um, to an extent. All right, I want to say that to an extent, because if you have money to throw out brand new tires for practice, two sets of tire for practice, and then the brand new set that day, excuse me, you're gonna have a better chance of understanding the setup. Oh my God, understanding the setup a little bit more than the rest of us that are on some old tires, and we are guessing of what it's going to do with brand new tires on right before qualifying. So, in a way, but money still doesn't win racing. All right, it doesn't win racing in our class. I've seen people show up on older chassis, re-welded like 6 or 7 times, and go out there and run up front with the best of them. I've seen teams with massive trailers, 12 motors inside. Um, you know, it's insane how much money is thrown into it. Um, and they show up and they're running up front or top five at least, but they're still getting beat by the guy that just showed up in a dinky trailer. So that's what I like about the 206 class. It is still not money oriented to an extent. It's still the cheapest form of racing to an extent. All right, we're talking about to an extent. Everybody talks about, well, you can run two stroke and that's way more expensive. Yeah, it is way more expensive to run a two stroke. I don't know about the shifters, but you know, rebuilds on engines are upwards of $1,200 to $1,500. Cost of motors is through the roof to run two strokes. And to be competitive, you have to have really deep pockets to run up front. You're looking at $7,500 to $10,000 at a regional to national event to run up front in a two-stroke class. That's it. I mean, that's the truth. Privateers can do it. I don't know, $4,000 you're spending that weekend. It's insane with entry fees, tires, fuel, pit space, armbands. If you come with a fresh motor, you're looking to run 15th. I mean, that's it. That's crazy. For 206 local, I mean, I wish it was like we did in OGP. First race of the season, it would be more like a gentleman's thing. Like we would show up and be like, okay, first race of the season, we're all going to put brand new tires on. No shit. Halfway through the season, we'll slap on new tires again, and that's it. So you would be 4 races in, new tires, 4 races, that's it. Because we would all make like an agreement, like we'll to keep the cost down. You show up to Ocala, you pay your $50, you send it, you have a good time, except the schedule will be way too long for some reason. You pack it up and you go home. And the racing was fun. The racing was good. But now I just don't see it anywhere. I don't see you showing up to a track being one of the fastest guys out there, and then you end up losing because someone's going to throw money at it. I mean, at one of the rain races, because it's they didn't scan rain tires, someone put brand new tires for every damn session on. What the hell? I mean, I'm not going to compete with that. That's why I didn't even try. I was like, screw it, just leave it. I'm not going to do that. Now, for the Jacksonville race, for the money race, they did a really good job on that. Payouts are really good, but you're really not making. If you're there to make money off the money race, it's really, really, really hard. You're there for more for the competition side of things, like myself. That's what I was there for. I was trying to go out there and race against the best. And I was hoping, um, like, and the best did come out because they cleaned my clock for sure. I have to say, in the dry, I didn't listen to Barry. He definitely said I was way too high on gearing, and that was for sure the truth. And then in the rain, I just forgot. I dropped the tooth to be on the dry gear, and in the rain, I did a couple of setup changes, and I just did not change the gear. So that was all on me. But did I have anything for the top runners? I still don't think I might have had nothing for those guys up front. It would have been a really close race, a lot closer than it was, for sure. And I knew something was wrong because I was going down the straightaway, and I forgot what the rev limiter was because I never even saw that Joker. I never even felt it. I see everybody like pull away hard. I'm like, dang man, what the heck is going on? And then they would stop, and I'd like run them down. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh man, I screwed up. I usually do the opposite way. I like drop the front driver and forget to change the rear driver, so I'm on the limiter all over the place. But this was the opposite. Man, it was rough. But I mean, yeah, it all depends where you race, and all depends um the local competition. But even the cost of racing, because it has gone up, you can see it in different areas, the numbers going down. I don't even Anderson's numbers are rough to see. Orlando numbers are rough to see now. Um, Homestead numbers, they still look decent across the board. They have a big local showing down there. It still is expensive to race their local races, but they have a good, decent turnout. Jacksonville has a good turnout. That's probably one of the more inexpensive places to race. GoPro has a good turnout. It's just I'm not gonna go unless I borrow an exhaust and borrow some tires. I'm just not gonna go run GoPro. Oh, sorry, it's not called GoPro anymore. It's called Trackhouse. Trackhouse is the new owners now, so it's called Trackhouse. So it's no longer GoPro. So I don't even know the price if the price has gone up or not on that. Um, just throughout the year, I don't know how many times you guys rebuild your engines, but I try to rebuild my engine the least amount of times possible. So so maybe once a year I'll rebuild it, and I race almost every damn weekend. Um, Maybe twice a year, but cost of rebuild for some engine builders have gone up. Um, some engine builders it's pretty expensive. Now they do some deals like AEM. If you win the event, you get a fresh rebuild. So you just gotta give them the engine. They'll rebuild it. They'll do all the rebuild. They'll cover the costs and ship it right back to you. And no harm, no foul. So it's free if you end up winning. But if you don't end up winning, you're looking at what $350. Then you have to ship the motor back. You're looking at $450. I mean, it adds up. And I'm a numbers guy. Excuse me. So it's all about it adds up real fast, real quick. Um, and it's getting more like even cost of chassis for some manufacturers. I mean, it's getting high. Like I remember a 206 used to be $3,300 brand new, like roller chassis, right? A roller chassis, $3,300. On the secondary market, you're looking at chassis for $4,000 as a roller. Some of them new are over 4K, 4,500, $5,000. Hell, the OTK is like 5,800 bucks. That's crazy. I I get the economy's gone up, but holy crap. And then you throw in, right? You throw in some of the series that that allows you to race multiple tires for the weekend. I'm not gonna name them like the CKNA series, but I'm not gonna name them or WKA. I won't name them, but like series like that, series like that, um, um, they allow you like okay, you can run brand new tires for day one and day two. Holy crap! Just make it like SSKC. Whatever you qualify on Saturday, that's what you're running the whole damn weekend. Good luck. Good luck with tire management. All right. Good luck. Flip them. Okay. Like we used to do. Flip the tires. That's how it should be. That would cut down costs. That's you're saving $230 off your weekend if you cut down costs. I don't run brand new tires both days. I did the whole CKNA South series every weekend on one set of tires. Every after qualifying. So for CKNA, practice in Jacksonville for the winners. I practice on my Grand's tires and put on brand new tires. Ran that whole weekend. Went to the second round, which was I forgot. Was that Biloxi? Was was Biloxi second round? Dang, I got bad memory. I think Biloxi was second round. I used the one I ran in Jackson was in my practice tires. All right, thanks, Robert. Second round, Biloxi. And then I showed up Saturday. And then Saturday, I ran that same set of tires Saturday and Sunday. Tires made a difference. Uh, Matt at the last second decided to throw some new tires um, on Sunday, and it made a difference because everybody else in his top three threw on brand new tires as well, and he was able to hold off for the win. So, you know, yeah, it in that aspect of thing, does money win racing to an extent? The next round was Monticello. Monticello, I didn't have not have the fastest car. Saturday, it was mostly luck because I ran into the gearing on accident, and I was able to hold off because they were like fighting behind me for day one. So, and the cart had speed. For day two, I was not the fastest cart. Pinkston and Todd had my number covered pretty well on day two, but due to some luck and some good driving, I was able to hold them off for day two. Went by, went with the same set of tires. And then Kershaw, since I didn't win day one because um, just sucked that day on Saturday when it mattered. Um, I did not throw new tires on for Sunday, and that was a huge difference. There were, I think, on the pre in qualifying they were second faster, in the pre-final they were second faster, and then for the finals they're still 8 tenths faster. Tires at that track is crazy. Like it's a cheese grater. Awesome track. Don't get me wrong. Cool place to go run. Just cheese grater. Insane. So you have to freaking run brand new tires on. Yeah, so overall it's just insane. Like I remember when we first started buying a motor was maybe through TS, it was like right around 700 bucks. Right? Right around 700 bucks fully put together. And now they're I think 785. I'm glad they're becoming available again, but 785. And you have some engine builders out there selling them for just me. It costs for 260 for $5 trophy. Yeah. And then Alex, how much is the entry fee in Orlando now to race for a weekend? And they went to Levantos, and those tires are not very good at all. They're not good because we did random for the 4 hour race, right? And The MG Reds would go 8 hours, no problem. They'll probably do the whole 12, no problem. The Levantos after 4 hours were freaking true slicks. I couldn't even see the dots in the rears. They were freaking gone. Oh yeah, it's $100 for practice day. But the difference in practice, it's open. It's open practice. So you have like that from 8 in the morning to 1 o'clock. You can run until your arms fall off in practice. It's $100, right? Track time. That's what they have over Homestead. Because I know Andre doesn't give a shit about if you're gonna die 30 minutes out there. It's track time. He is getting better with the trophies. They're in the works. So I saw the trophy, right, for Orlando. I saw the trophies. Yeah, it might be cheaper just to make my own track and freaking put it together and build it. So I saw the trophies, a sneak peek of the trophy, for Orlando. Uh, Good friend Farshad's doing them, so they look badass. The new one's coming out. Um, but oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's $100. It's expensive. You gotta buy the tires from him too, I think. So he's getting the money on the tires, and I'm pretty sure they're only lasting a race, maybe a race and a half. Yeah, Jam Racing Speedway. Man, that would be nice to open up my own track. We don't. If I open up a track, it'd be next to a military base. Yeah, get all those veterans out there to get into a rental carts. Yeah, used 206 is going for $1,000. Yeah, um, you know, it's true. Save the money and let's go traveling. I don't know, Nicole. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's a really bad idea. Karting codes NOLA, Biloxi, 125 includes armband, Vega Reds for 4 strokes. Bring your tires if you want. And they give you multiple weekends. So it's 125 for the whole weekend, Robert, at NOLA, for the karting coast. It's 125, or is that just for Saturday and Sunday, or do you have races for Saturday and Sunday? 125 per race per day. Three races a day. It's three. It's qualifying. So what you get qualifying heat final. So I think it's a 1 day event, right? So most I mean at least CKNA South did warm up, qualifying, heat one, heat two, final. So we got 5 sessions on track, and it was one set of tires. Yeah, but if you bring your own tires, you're not going to win. Practice heat one, two. Practice one, two, heat one, two, final. So 6 sessions if you include qualifying. 2, 2, 4, final. All right, so 6 sessions at 125. Ugh, that's still freaking steep. Oh, no qualifying, so it's only 5 sessions, so it's more. Okay. Is it a pill draw? That's yeah, you can run use and use agree. Yeah, they're slower than the MGs. I was very surprised because the MG Reds are not one of the quickest set of tires out there. They last a long time. The worst thing about the MG Reds is just mounting a tire. All right, mounting a tire, they suck. But other than that, Jesus. Other than mounted tires, they're good race tires, and they last a long time. And the drop off is not big until you get towards the end of their lifespan. Then there's a massive drop off. You can go to most places and just run one set, and you'll see lap time stay the same. You'll see SSAC lap time stay the same between Saturday and Sunday. So Vega Reds really don't hold as well, and they have like a big peak. So they'll be the fastest the tire will be like lap 3 and 4. Bam, that's the fastest you get out. Then there's a drop, and then they stay there for a while, and then they fall off. But yeah, new tires is a big thing. So you're looking for a weekend to race with Karting Coast 125 plus a set of tires, which runs you 230. So at least that's a regional event, not a local event. Yeah, I mean but there's no. Is there really a way to get around this? Like, look at motor mounts. Look at motor mounts now. Used to you could buy a motor mount before for like 180 bucks, 190. Good luck with that. Like 280, 300 bucks for a motor mount now. It's insane. Clutches. Oh my god, I bought a dragon skin clutch. I almost passed out when I saw the price. I'm glad I haven't replaced anything on that on that clutch. Oh man, I'm glad I haven't touched anything on that clutch because I saw the price on clutch. I almost passed out. Okay, so I'm guessing you do a pill draw and then qualifying for a final. I'm never gonna race again. That Nicole needs to get off these live streams. I need to shut up. I don't know about that. I'm gonna ask Boda. He's the one that won, so I'll ask Boda. He's pretty cheap, so we'll see. Yeah, if everybody was on old set tires, probably. If everybody was on old set tire, I'm pretty sure that would be fine. Or make a rule. You can do round 1, 2, and 3 on this one set of tires. We scan them in and that's it. So like the Pro Late Model series, the Carolina Pro Late Models, you buy a brand new set first day, right? And then they take away after you're done with your racing, they take away two of your tires. They scan them, and that's going to be your race tires for the next race. Those two tires, and then you're allowed to buy another set of tires, and then you have sticker tires on one side of the car. So they keep cost of racing down by controlling the amount you can spend on tire wear. So that's kind of a cool way to do it. So if you could do like maybe scan the tire and be like, okay, these tires are going to be bam, you're going to run these tires this weekend. You're not gonna tires marked after heat one, most run one set all the way. Of course, you're gonna run one set all the weekend. It should be that way. It should be. It should be you run one set the whole day. I mean, it should be you run one set Saturday and Sunday. No. Yeah, it was rain tires. Yeah, you run the money reservation. TJ, did you throw on slicks for qualifying? Brand new slicks. I know you did. I know you threw on brand new slicks for qualifying. I got that. The rain tires, yes. The old rain tires were actually faster than a new set, just because the track conditions was drying out. So that I have done before. I have run on rain tires. I have different set of rain tires for depending of how I can see the track. If I mean I'm giving away some information there that I don't give away about rain racing. Yeah, you had to have new tires to qualify. Well, you had to. If not, you're off the pace. So you're 200 bucks in, or 230 in already, plus fuel. I mean, plus entry fee. So you're 280 in. I mean, you're the one that ended up winning the race. So, hell yeah, that was a good run by him against two really really good drivers. Owen Lloyd, which has come up through the ranks, and he lives in Jacksonville, so he does, and his tuner does a really good job. And then Sean, Sean Myers or Mayers. I always screw up his last name, but he knows. Sean's a really good racer, so definitely. Yeah, one set tire for the whole weekend. So yeah, but you go out to next weekend, right, TJ? If you go out to the next race, are you gonna throw on new set of tires or you run the old ones? Or just depending on who throws on news? Is that how you're gonna race it? Or if there was enough money race for the 350 class, would you throw on new set of tires? It would drive the cost back up. We'd be right back at where we're at now. Macon was running heavy class on the weekend. Well, I used tires. He ran same if not better than the Bodas boys. I have to look at lap times. Not 100% sure on that. I gotta look at lap times. Is that karting? No, karting. You said Vega Reds. That the welded up chassis. My chassis is welded. I broke the seat strut in springs. So yeah, we have a tire. You have a tire sponsor? Oh shit! I don't even know why you're in the chat. This none of this applies to you. Get the fuck out of here. Tires. Oh my god, that's all I'm missing is a tire sponsor. Jesus. Oh my god, tire sponsor and a chassis sponsor. I'm gonna stick with MGs. I'm at MGM. I love MGM. Or if you own old TB, stick with those. GI, so you're covered on tires. Yeah, I'm jealous. Hell yeah, shit. Cover tires. This covers the cost. Um, no. Now there are some series out there that are keeping tires down. Like so, um, TSRS has a big turnout for 206. Their entry fee. Entry fee is low, so the entry fee is only 220 for the weekend, and then for a set of tires is 225. Right, look, basically it's $450. Excuse me, for a ton of laps, and then you can go in a barrel of fuel, which they run that dumb Aspen fuel. But if you go in with a barrel of fuel, you gotta buy a 5 gallon barrel of fuel. Fuel's expensive; it's $100. But 5 of you, that's $20. That's basically 3 gallons at CKNA event. Armbands included. You have to do the armband. So your cost for the weekend, you can go race for $500, 3 days of racing, tons of track time. Sometimes it's a little bit way too much. You get 5 practice sessions on Friday, five, five. Yeah, you get two morning warm ups or one morning warm up. It might be 4 sessions on Saturday. 4 sessions on Saturday, 3 sessions on Sunday. So you're looking at 7 plus 5, 12 sessions in total for what a local here is costing for one day. When you start thinking about it, it's mind boggling. It is mind boggling when it comes down to it. Oh, Sean, if I am I gonna run WK? Hell no. No, I'm not gonna run a series that I have to pay a license to run and then they don't care about the racers. Sorry. The only time I run WK will be for Daytona if I run it. And I probably won't run it. So, no, WK turnout is low on numbers. It is expensive as hell. And I do not like the officiating or the people that run it. They don't give a damn about the racers. The only reason I raced Daytona is because it was a venue that everybody should go and try out. It just sucks that WK is the one holding it. And it was like a redemption thing. I started in 2016 and I went there and I was like dead last by like a couple seconds. So it was like cool to go back to a sprint track and have a good battle it out and get my cup. But no, I would not be racing WKA. For me right now, what's looking like it's going to be looking like if I can still continue the sponsors. Thanks to my sponsors for helping me do TSRS this weekend coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend coming up. Caceres Racing. Go follow them on Instagram, Facebook. You guys know them. It's the Torpedo Senior. Caceres is helping out with this trip. Bryce Frank Racing. Appreciate it for the ride. I will be on an MGM. They just got one from Paul Rice, a 2023. I'm excited to try it out. Honest reviews though, so if it's better than my 22, I'll let you know. If it sucks, if it's worse than my 22, I'll let you know. I'm honest. I don't give a shit. It's not free, so hope April and Paul are locked in and ready for the ride for the review. And then I will be out there with VP and AM Motors. Thanks to both of them for taking care of me. If you a little bit off topic, if you run Tilston, you guys send your motors to VP. And if you're in the Florida area, I definitely recommend VP. It's good power for an amazing price. Okay, he doesn't rip you off. He keeps the cost down. He gives you a good product. He's a good guy. VP. You could also go to Dave if he's not dealing with 1,000 engines on the two-stroke side, because Dave does all the road racing engines, I think, too. So you can go to TS as well. I like Dave. Well, TS or VP? I recommend VP first. If he's too booked up, go TS Racing. Caps, excuse me. Caps up in Jacks. Someone was asking me about Caps. They're up in Jacksonville. Um, he probably does a good job too. I've seen a lot of his kart motors up front. And then Stewart in the North Carolina area. I don't know if Stewart might be a little upset with me. I don't know. He might be a little butthurt, but you can take your shit to Stewart. He does a good job too. Yeah, if you're at the track uh, and you want to drop your motor off to VP, um, Chris Daltrey, he lives like right down the road from him, so he can hook you up, save you some on the shipping. I run caps. So Sean, you like the capped engine? And it's perfect break-in and rate. So the break-in, oh man, now we're getting off topic. We're no longer talking about money. I mean, it is all money. It's all money related. Break-in process. You know what? I just sent VPN engine. The break-in process was a 24-hour race. So we'll see how that one comes back. Hell, I don't know, because I dropped off that Tilson that was falling apart after 12 hours, and I got that thing back, and I was like, man, it's strong. It's strong. I felt like I was breaking the rules somewhere. It was like I got on it, and you could tell it was the same gearing as last time, different tire compound, and they were able to get on the limiter harder earlier. You can tell coming out of the corners, we had so much more pull than the other people. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. So how much is a caps motor though for a rebuild? If anybody knows caps, what's the price? VP's around 250 to 300. Stewart's 275 to 325. I've heard. I don't know what caps is now. I'm pretty sure TS is right around that 250 mark. Um, I don't know. People run some people run Dwayne Craver motors. They're pretty good. They're up there in North Carolina. Kart City motors. I've seen them all over the place. And I see some off-brand people, but I don't know. I don't know. So it costs around 350 for a rebuild. That ain't bad. Talk about clutch maintenance costs. Okay, depending on clutches. All right. So Hilliard, I used to run, and I still run the old cheapo. I don't remember the name. Could be the Fury. It's the one with the big pads, the big pucks. Yeah, GT machine. I don't know how you got one of those. That guy makes some good engines. What's the rebuild on GT machine then, Alex? Or did you just buy it and haven't rebuilt it yet? Stinger. So TJ, you run a Stinger. I run a Stinger for the endurance races, and I was on the Stinger. I think I've tried every clutch out. No, GT's still in business. He still is. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like that with my AM as well. The AM has a lot of bottom end. They come out with some bottom end monsters. Top end, they don't pull as hard. Stewards pull really good on the top end. The VP is kind. I mean, the VP is kind of weird. Like I usually don't like to run less teeth, but that motor has like a good mid range power. and does really good in the draft. So it sucks up really good. I was very impressed of where the power band came in. Every guy does their own thing, but it's definitely I was very impressed of how the power band and pulls up through the limiter really good. AEM, at least the motors I've had from him. I mean, that's the motor I run. When it comes to big events, I'll be on AEM. Um, Mostly local and TSRS. I'll probably be on VP. But I just, it is definitely they all do different things at times. And plus, listen, guys, it's not the engine. You know how you go out there and sometimes like, man, the engine's working great. Well, yeah, the chassis is working great, but the rubber comes down. You're like, man, this thing's a pig out of the corner. Well, it's because your chassis got tight. But clutches, yeah. So the Hilliards, the only thing about the Hilliards is the springs. You gotta keep an eye on those damn springs. Um, you gotta change the springs all the freaking time, right? Black springs, yellow springs, green springs, white springs, whatever damn springs you run, keep an eye on them. They might last a weekend, 2 weekends tops. So I don't run, excuse me, I don't run the Hilliard anymore, myself personally. Um, the Stinger I run on endurance racing, they hold up really, really well. For the punishment, I put a really, really low engagement on it because it's for the Tilston, and it'll last the full towards the end of the 12-hour race. It started to slip a little bit towards the end. But for a 206, it'll last the whole 24 hours, no problem. The Hilliard, I had some drum snap off. So upfront cost is less with the Hilliard, but maintenance wise cost because of all the springs is a little bit more. And then if you run the Fire or the Fury, I don't know, the one with the little fur on top, I call it. I don't run that one anymore. I've smoked it too many times. And then the GE Unlimited or Ultimate might be the Unlimited one. That one I ran, and that was pretty good. I like that one a lot. Paul said don't run it in the rain. I ran that bitch in the rain just fine. Ran fine. No issues at all. That one I really liked. I didn't have to deal with an issue. Now, the only time I smoked it is because I put a really super stock engine on for a road race, and yeah, it did not hold past 8,500 RPMs. It just burnt the clutch up. So don't do that. The dragon skin, the upfront cost of a dragon skin is expensive. It's like my SMC or the snap your neck clutch. But the only thing I'm worried about the dragon skin is I don't want to burn it up on slow starts. If you spin out and you pin it, you're gonna burn it up. I have not burned up any of any of the dragon skins yet. I haven't done any maintenance other than when I change the front driver. I'll spray the drum out, scuff it up with sandpaper, and throw it back in, and it's good. And my engagement stays around the same for the dragon skin. Um, I'm just worried about because I've heard so many monster bad stories about people burning those things up. Um, I like the dragon skin because if you weigh the clutches, the dragon skin's about a pound lighter than any other clutch out there. All the other clutches weigh around 2.5 pounds, 2 pounds, 12 ounces. The dragon skin comes in right around a pound and 8 ounces, a pound and 10 ounces with the setup I have on. It may differ because you can add grams and weights and a whole bunch of other bullshit. I just started getting into the clutch game and understanding clutch engagement and where to engage the clutch because I used to do like a direct drive, and it's because of my driving style, guys. I could come off with like more of a direct drive, like lock up at 2,200 RPMs and not bog the motor out of the turns because I technically don't let off the gas all the way in the turns. So I use most of my time I'm braking and gassing at the same time. It's weird. All right, I get it. That's the way they say don't do rental karts. That's the way I race my 206 at times. There'll be some corners I don't let off. I dab the brake. And then some of the hairpin corners, I'm not even off full throttle either. I might maybe a quarter throttle, half throttle. I'll drag brake, get the cart rotating, and then let off the brake and gun it. So it's my driving style. So I don't really worry about engagement, high engagements. I hear people like 3600 engagement, 3400 engagement. Um, when I leave the pits, it's like almost a direct drive system. So yeah, but the upfront cost was steep. It was like the snap your neck clutch right around like 250, but you never you never cleaned it. Like it's like that, like you snap your neck clutch. I don't know why they outlawed it because you never had to buy anything for it. I don't think I ever cleaned it, and the next thing it got outlawed. I was like, why? There was no maintenance ever. It was great. It's like get off the track and just look at the cart and be like, all right, how can I screw myself up? Yeah, no maintenance at all. Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to like, but maintenance wise, like on your cart, I mean, just normal things. You're buying like WD-40, to clean your bearings, keep your bearings lubricated, brake cleaner. Um, you know, that those prices have gone up because of inflation, but other than that, if you don't break apart, part wise haven't are not that expensive. At least MGM wise, they're not expensive. I mean, his steering columns are like $50, tie rods are like $20. Um, you know, spindles are spindles. I haven't knock on wood, I haven't jacked the spindle up yet. Um, but kingpin bolts, stuff like that, it's inexpensive. When it comes to other series, it's way more expensive to race. So, yeah, the prices have gone up. I just wish the prices of local races haven't gone up, but the prices of racing this class has not gone up. And I hate when um, other channels, or how do I say it without offending anybody? Like when Kart Chaser says, don't isn't it like doesn't it solidify you running the 206 class when you have a tag driver that comes down and races with you guys? No, no, it does not. It doesn't solidify shit at all. Actually, they're just fucking shit up. That's what they're really doing. They're showing up with a whole bunch of money behind them, and they're fucking shit up. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them. Right? There are some good two-stroke drivers that come down and they can understand and flip the switch. That's a different type of racing, different type of mentality racing. But does it justify a racing? No. It doesn't make it any better. It doesn't say like, oh man, so and so finished fifth, so the first four are really, really good. Nah. We have some drivers that do really well in 2.6 and in two-stroke. No problem. They can do both. No issues at all. Hell, they could be some of the top drivers if they had funding. And then that's when it comes a money race again. Colin Warren, perfect example. Kid's a monster in 206. Don't get me wrong, he has money when it comes to 206 racing. There's Vega tires and VLR and shit like that. But when it comes to two stroke, it's a privateer almost. I mean, and he's still top three, top four, top five against the big guys because the kid can drive. Mick Gabriel, excellent 206 racer, doing a great job in KA at the moment, even X30. And then you have some of the drivers who can flip the switch. You got Austin Garrison, that's a really good X30 driver. He can come down and race K in 206, and his mindset changes, and he knows it. And go talk to a guy. He'll say it's extremely difficult to be fast in a 206. You can make a mistake in a corner in a two-stroke and make it up down the lap. If it's a momentum lap, you make a mistake, that's 4/10 that lap. You're screwed. We don't have the power to make that mistake back up. So, yeah, has cost of karting gone up? Hell yeah. Has everything gotten expensive? Hell yeah. Is it still one of the cheapest forms of racing? Hell yeah. Is it still fun as hell? Hell yeah. Is it still a blast? Yep. Are we still gonna keep doing it? Probably. Probably doing it. Yep. I'm just not doing as much local racing this year. I will be like really all I have coming up are the TSRS. Like I said, if I'm able to keep getting sponsors. So if you're wanting to sponsor out, that'd be great. Anything helps um, to race the Texas series, and then I'm just looking forward to the grands at Newcastle. That's what I really, 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 really want to do is to do well at the grands at Newcastle. Springs was a a high, and it really wasn't anything special. It was just the right combination, and then nailing the qualifying session and staying out of the mid pack. That was basically why I had such a smooth weekend. It was a good qualifying session, stayed out of the mid pack, ran up front all day. It was good. If I can just finally qualify well at the Grands and stay in the top 10 all weekend, I'll be ecstatic to the roof. I think I can do that this year just because, all the hard work has paid off, all the combinations, so it's paid off. So if you guys stayed around to the very end, I greatly appreciate it. I know I rambled on for a while and got off topic and bullshit a lot. And it's supposed to be more about money racing. Congratulations to TJ, to Daryl, to everybody at that crew for the money win. That was a badass win in the rain against Owen Lloyd and Sean. Pinkston and Brown were doing a good job trying to run you guys down. Ronnie Clydes was doing a good job too. Awesome job to them. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners, all the championship winners for CKNA South. It was a pleasure racing with you guys this year. Um, yeah, definitely. Thanks for staying around. Don't hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button. I'll put this one up as well and see how far it goes. But thanks, guys. I'm gonna be logging out. I'll be doing these live streams more. It'll be on the weekends that I don't race. It'll be Friday, 7 o'clock. If you guys have a suggestion for a different time to try to get more people in, this was a fun one. I had plenty of questions and answers, which was great. So that's why I like more interaction. I mean, I'll give away everything I got, but it probably is not going to help you make you faster, to be honest. It'll probably make you slower. But for sure, I love talking about karting. I love BSing about karting, and I love hanging out with you guys. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out for so long, and I'll catch you guys on track next time. Take it easy.